Hi, I watched Never Let Me Go, and here's my review. After his father was shot dead right in front of him, Nungdio finds himself in danger. To help, the son of a loyal employee, Pam, is sent to protect him. Alright, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is a drama I didn't like. Despite some nice and sometimes even very nice things, I was not able to enjoy this drama the way other people did. First off, we have a very nice OST and nice acting as well. I have honestly nothing to say against those two. We also have very nice messages and stands sometimes. For example, we have messages such as being outed when you're not ready, being each other's heroes, to be together in good and bad, and not being ashamed of showing who you are. So these are all very good messages that I completely agree with and think are very important and are nicely showed in the drama. Then, a bit less important, if I can say, but we have a very strong female character who is the mom, and I think she's really badass. She's able to show a very badass and serious side when she's working. She's very scary when she's working, but is also able to show vulnerability and a lot more femininity, if I can say, when she's just Nungdio's mom. Next up, and it's very much a detail, I just mention it for the sake of mentioning it because it doesn't really change anything about the story, whether if it's good or bad, but we have good kiss scenes. I can give credit to that, to the drama, at least. And finally, even though the second couple is pretty inexistent, still there a bit, but pretty much inexistent, I do like the character of Chopper a lot. I can't say why right now, but I'm going to go into a spoil part to explain a bit more why, and also why I unfortunately didn't like this drama. So like I was just saying, Chopper is a character that I really like. Unlike any other character of his genre, he's not the kind of little boy who follow everything his parents do. And so if the parents do bad things, he just follows suit and does exactly the same. He's not this type of character. He's the contrary. He knows what is good, what is bad, what is wrong, and what is right. And so he's able, with difficulty, of course, to go against his father and in the end be the one to really put him in jail. And so I think it's very impressive, and it must be very difficult as a child to do, even if you think your parents do the wrong things. So I really admire this character for this, and so I like him a lot. Now, I said I didn't really like the drama, but that doesn't mean I hated it. Overall, it was okay. I never dropped it. I almost dropped it, to be fair, at some point, but I'm really a curious person. When I start a drama, I usually like to know how it's going to end up. So it's difficult for me to drop dramas because I like to know what's going to happen. But yeah, I almost dropped it around episode 9 approximately. But it's to say that I didn't hate it anyway, so please don't take it too personally, it's just my personal opinion, but yeah. So, first off, I think the pace is a bit odd. Sometimes some things go very quickly, we go over some things really quickly, and some of the things go very slow, and sometimes, yeah, just the pacing is just a bit off for me. And I think it's linked actually, but I felt a bit of disconnection in the story. Why? Because sometimes some things don't really make sense or are not explained correctly, and I think it comes from the pacing as well. I wrote 2 examples of this but I think there are more I could talk about in this drama. But first, in general, in the drama, I think that Pam gets to love Nungdio way too quickly and way too hard. So I understand early attraction to one another. I actually enjoyed that. We don't often see it, actually. Two people showing attraction right away for one another. Usually they start by becoming friends or bickering, being kind of enemies. But attraction right at the beginning, we don't often see it. So I actually enjoyed that because it's a nice little change. So this, I don't have a problem. But attraction is very much different from love. And so I think Pam loves Nungdio way too much, way too quickly. And to me, I just couldn't feel why. What made him fall for him this hard? What made him really this devoted to Nungdio in the end? Because sure, the father forces him to be protective of him, to protect him of danger and everything. Sure, but there's this dimension where you feel like he does it because he wants to. And so, yeah, I just couldn't connect to that at all. And so, of course, since it's a very general thing in the drama, it did bother me for a very long time. Next example might have to be taken with a grain of salt because maybe I missed something. So, after Nungdio's mom is shot, they flee, they run away, and so Nungdio is really under shock, under panic. He's not in a very good place, mentally speaking. And so Pam kind of reassures him and everything that everything is going to be okay, that his mom is going to be okay. And so Nungdio quickly gets reassured and he gets better. What bothers me in this is that after that they go on this island and they live their best life, like as if they were on vacations, when really Nungdio doesn't know if his mother is dead or not. At some point, Nungdio mentions that his mother is in a coma. But the thing is, I never caught on the father calling Pam to explain things to him. They never showed that, or I think they never showed it. And that's where it has to be taken with a grain of salt, because please tell me maybe if I missed that in the drama, but to me the father never called Pam, and the whole time we were waiting for the father to call Pam, but he never does. Well, to me, that's how I saw it. They waited for him to call, he never called, but by some magic power, Nungdio knows that his mother is in a coma, so kind of okay. So to me, this doesn't make sense, because the father never called. So please tell me if he did call and I just missed it. But I do believe that he never called. And so it's just an example, but few little things like this happen in the drama. And so the time on the island still takes a little while in the drama. It takes a bit of place. So for a little while, I was kind of weirded out because I couldn't understand how Nungdio was living his best life and flirting, if I can say this much, with Pam, while not knowing if his mother was actually dead or alive. Next and last thing I want to talk about really quickly is the ending. So I didn't really understand the ending. Tell me if you're in the same situation. I guess they wanted to do like this Chinese story. They wanted to end it the same way in this story where they can only meet once a year. And so they mentioned something like that, but I doubt they're going to see each other just once a week. I hope not, because if so, it really sucks. It really sucks. But I guess, yeah, at least they're going to be in a long distance relationship. At least that's what I understood, but I didn't understand much more than this. And so I think it's not a really good ending, to be honest. Some could love it, some will not love it, just like I did. its taste, but I think it's done pretty awkwardly. You don't really understand how often they are going to see each other. So yeah, it's pretty bad in my opinion. And that's already it for me with Never Let Me Go. Unfortunately, this is a drama that I didn't appreciate more than that. I always wish to enjoy the drama I watch, but it's not always possible. It's not always the case, unfortunately. So I hope you won't take the fact that I don't like it too personally. I probably love something that you hate, so it's all fine. So yeah, a few little things I did enjoy in this drama, but overall too sometimes incoherent for me, and odd pace that threw me off a lot of time in the drama. But whether you liked it or you didn't like it, don't hesitate to tell me your own thoughts about it. I'm all ears to know what you think of this drama and why, so don't hesitate. And with this, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!